And hello to everyone out there. Hello, how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, honey, I am Big Meach, and this is a Big Meach moment. Honeys, listen, I have never driven as fast as I have to get away from the donut factory. Okay. Child, I think I done impressed myself. Bitch, it is 11:30. I got off at 11 o'clock. I was in here, changed my clothes, and put the show together, honey. Within the same and then poured me a cocktail. Okay. Now, I was going to do this earlier, yesterday and carrying on while we were, partaking of the turkey and the fixings. However, my spirit was like, no, give this a little bit of a little bit of minute, to settle and things and that way we're gonna get into it with the peoples. Um, here's the thing. I always ask this question of people, and I don't necessarily get a satisfactory answer. And what I mean by that is, you always get the surface shit. I always ask, for what are you really thankful for? Okay. For what are you really thankful? Okay. And usually we get the surface shit. Oh, I'm thankful for family and friends and being able to come together like this and share and partake. We get all that surface shit. Okay. However, um, let me ask you something real serious. Really, 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 really serious. Okay. It's real easy for us to debunk Thanksgiving. It's real easy for those of us who are woke and conscious and carrying on, and for those of us who have studied a little bit of history. You ain't got to be no history scholar, but if you know a little bit of history, you really do understand that Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving the way that we celebrate it now. That Thanksgiving is really lamb to slaughter, right? We already know that, right? We know that the colonizers and the oppressors that came through, they were sick. They were dying on their ships and carrying on. They came over to a new land, calling themselves trying to discover something. And in their discovery, you know, the people, the natives and stuff, that showed them how to work the land and to show them how to heal themselves with herbs and things of that nature. And so after showing them how to get themselves together, how to be true to themselves and etc., the people, had a revolution. Okay. And they set up there and took them out for the land, what I call the land to slaughter. You fatten them up to kill them and steal their land. And for those who didn't die, you pushed them off the land and told them that they had no rights to it. And so now we've come to celebrate this particular day as Thanksgiving. So now, is it really Thanksgiving? Or have we elevated it and I know we call it a celebration of family and friendship, fellowshipping. It's a day of fellowshipping, coming together for a common good. But this Thanksgiving was very different, wasn't it? Because for the first time in a long time, if ever, we absolutely had some semblance of justice given to us as a people. Okay. In the wake of everything that's going on in this world, we got one boy that got off on self defense. But I told y'all the last time, honey, that's not our fight. That one is not our fight. And why isn't it our fight? Because that boy killed white people. And I'm saying it like that because the same kind of outrage that we have, I don't see the white folks rallying. I don't see them. I don't see them. I don't see the All Lives Matter children up in arms and carrying on. So that one there is not our fight, baby. We're a bitch on that complaint and says, see, we told y'all. Okay, when he got there with them fake ass tears, we told y'all. Okay. But now, this time, we have a real victory. Okay. And for those of y'all who are naysayers and those of y'all who believe that them boys were acting out of self-defense and carried on and blah, blah, yakety, God bless you. God keep you. And I hope that in that same godliness, honey, that your minds open up and you actually see this particular case in a way that you've never seen it before. Open up your mind so that you can ascertain all of the ramifications of this particular case. And you too will see that the verdict that was given was the only verdict that they could have come up with successfully. And this time, we are in a space of Thanksgiving where we as a people can have a sigh of relief. Where we as a people can sit down and say, damn, they actually listen. Where we as a people can rally and can actually absolutely say that this child's mother and father will be able to start the healing process. Because this has been over a year that we've been dealing with this. A year, you know? So for what are we thankful for? Hmm? For what are we thankful? Okay? Y'all know I call this particular time of the year, honey, I call this the buy your way into heaven season. Okay? Because it is only during this time of the year that we get all benevolent. We get so concerned about the state of the world. We get so concerned about those who are hungry. We get so concerned about those making sure that the children have a good Christmas. Also, material shit. I'm going to tell y'all, I think one of the most egregious signs of stupidity to me is when you are in some of the cold states that get snow. As y'all know, I'm from Michigan. So if you're from anywhere that has snow on the ground, where temperatures can go up under zero in a minute, where you are minus 20, okay, as a temperature, not as a wind chill factor, as a temperature, okay? And instead of handling the homeless problem, you go hand out fucking blankets. Now, I get the sentiment behind it. I get it. And maybe I shouldn't be so critical because that's the only way you know how to be helpful, and I get it. And a lot of times I understand that this is coming from the heart, right? However, the resources used to buy them blankets, to sit down and to distribute those blankets, to go and make sure you got X amount of blankets at this place and X amount of blankets at that place, to make sure that all the nonprofit organizations are getting what they need. That same money could have went to open up a warming station, a unit or something. We could have fucking buses to transport the children from where they are over here to the place so they get out the cold. See? We can get a hot meal. All these schools, y'all want to close down schools and shit. How come we haven't used these schools to utilize them as shelters? You got everything that you need there. You have public bathrooms, public showers. You know what I'm saying? You have a full kitchen and lunchroom to where you can house and staff and feed the folk. Okay. You have all kind different rooms that can be easily converted into sleeping stations and carrying on. We have everything that is needed to sustain life and to sustain livelihood is right there, in a school building or something. But we don't think about that. Okay, it's not economically sound, and that's fine. You don't have to, but on the grand scheme of things, why is it that we wait until this time of the year before we act as if humanity matters? Why? Stephanie Mills sings a song that says, why wait once a year just to give a gift to someone that you really care for? Okay. And the chorus is, if you love someone, it's Christmas every day. Okay. If you thankful for what you have received, and if you are being benevolent, honey, then it's Thanksgiving every day, right? Am I making sense? Okay, I hope I am. But I'm doing this. This one here is live, and so y'all been popping in and popping out. Some of y'all don't want to hear this message. Y'all didn't put no comments up, but that's fine because I don't need you to comment if you don't feel it. I don't need you to talk. I need you to listen. But I know when I'm on to something that people don't want to hear, y'all come in and be like, "Oh, here he go on this shit," and then y'all pop right the fuck back out. But that's fine. Okay, that's fine. The thing of it is that I really want to sit down and get to the core of this. I really want to sit down and have us have a real decent conversation about why is it that we feel as though it's not our problem until it is some kind of global something or another. Where is the prevention? I think that's a better question. Why is it that we're always reactionary versus being preventative? We do that with healthcare. Men, y'all know that. Men, we talk about men all the time. Men, we won't go to the doctor, honey, until we damn near dead, okay? And they're about to pronounce you dead before you end up going anywhere, okay? I know I'm guilty of it too. Shit, I'll be sitting up in here knowing a bitch can't breathe, child. My asthma pump ain't working. Lung is about to fucking collapse, bitch. But I'm sitting up here trying to hold on and watch my programs. Or the real thing is I don't have health insurance and I don't need another bill. And I'm trying to get my credit together. Or I don't want to go down here because I know they're going to keep me for 3 days. If this AFib gets to acting up, I know they keep me in the hospital for 2 days to get my heart regulated again. And oftentimes I can't, I feel as though I can't afford to be down that amount of time. But bitch, if you dead, you out. Huh? Damn, being down for 2 or 3 days. Bitch, if you dead, you are out of the game. Hello, somebody. You understand? So in this, I get real skeptical about this particular time of the year because it seems as though this is where it becomes so fucking superficial. And everybody's heart may be in the right place for the moment. I'm not gonna say what you're doing ain't real. I won't say it's not real. What I am going to say is that I'm going to challenge you and say that it's always been temporary. Because guess what? This is the day after Thanksgiving. All you motherfuckers, honey, who was waiting for everybody to go home, y'all got your asses up to go to Black Friday sales, didn't you? Okay. You didn't think about nobody else's turkey then, did you? But y'all got up to go to Black Friday sales. Okay. Pardon my indulgence, honey. That's my baby. That's Otis Mac's line. That's Otis Mac. Pardon my indulgence. And then for those of you who didn't get to Black Friday, y'all waiting on Brown Saturday and Cyber Monday, right? You ain't thinking about giving nobody else no damn turkey. And y'all know, we say this all the time, turkey is better the day after. Ha! Where the leftovers? Huh. Did y'all think about putting somebody a plate up? Huh? Where the volunteers for the soup kitchen the day after? And now this is going to sound racial. This is going to be very racial, but it's going to sound like it's racially motivated, but I'm going to say it's culturally motivated. Okay, because I hear this from white children all the time, and particularly those who have, who are affluent, a little better off than and carrying on. And this is what they say. They wait for this time of the year because this is where they teach their children. I had a boss tell me this. This is when, it's that time of the year where we have to give back. And I wanted to be important to my children to know that this is a good thing. So, we take them down and we go volunteer at the soup kitchens and, and I'm like, wow, you wait once a year to show the children and to teach your children the importance of giving back. But you do that once a year, or at least what they call the most wonderful time of the year. So that's between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve. Okay. So that little 30-day period, window period that we have, okay, is the time that you feel that those 30 days, that 1 month, okay, will buy your way into heaven, because all of the hell that you have caused all year long would be automatically and miraculously erased, because these particular 30 days is when you really give a damn about society and mankind and humankind and this, that, and the other. Oh, y'all ain't gonna like me today, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't. Because this here, I get upset with the greedy children, because those of you, y'all heard me say this before. I was a bell ringer for the Salvation Army. I did that for 5 or 6 years. Okay, standing out in the cold of Detroit, freezing, ringing this bell and singing and carrying on, trying to do my thing, right? So we could raise the money for the Salvation Army. But what happens is that everybody who know who giving out the free toys, who giving out the free turkeys, who giving out the gift certificates, who, you got your list. The bitches standing in line, honey, they checking it off as they go along. And what happens, you done got so damn greedy to where your freezer shit is full of 5, 6, 7 different damn turkeys, because you on everybody's list. And then the people who end up catching at the last minute and don't know the programs and don't know what's going on, they're the ones who miss out. But you stopped so that you could take your check and go get your hair did. You still don't buy the kids no motherfucking toys or nothing. You get your shit did. And then you put it in the kitty because you going out New Year's Eve. Oh, wait a minute. I think I just stepped on somebody right there. You understand? How about this? How about, because the organization didn't have enough money this year to do like they did last year, you mad because you thought that you was going to get the full $75 like they did last year, bitch. So you took your food stamps and sold your food stamps so that you can get the new iPhone. Or whatever, whatever. And then you mad and huffing and puffing because the organization can't do what they said they were going to do. Well, bitch, they didn't have to give you nothing. They could have shut them damn doors and said, bitch, we ain't got it this year. Okay? So at this particular point, I want to ask you again, for what are you thankful? For what are you giving gratitude? For what are you giving praise? For what is it that is in your heart that warms you and keeps you in that emotional space of humbleness? For what are you thankful? Okay, because now we're in the day after. Okay, we the day after Thanksgiving now. Because now y'all trying to make sure that everybody get a good Christmas. How many of y'all celebrating Kwanzaa? Ooh, black folks, where you at? Where my people's at? Huh? Where my people's at? Huh? What up? Where my people's at? Ain't that how the song go? I'm fucking it up, I think. Okay. How many of y'all are going to celebrate Kwanzaa this year? Why I like Kwanzaa is because if you study the principles of Kwanzaa, it has nothing to do with materialistic things. Nothing. It's about developing yourself as a people, as a family, and understanding how we are to get through the next year. It is the harvest Kwanzaa is about the harvest of the crops. Okay? That's what this is all about. The harvest. What is it that we need to do to get the harvest, and harvest this particular crop? And how is it that we replant so that we can have a better crop the next time? Huh? That's what the principles are. And it's a fact. How many of us were thankful? And even though it was considered to be a slap in the face at the same time, but it was finally recognized on a national level, at least not global, national, that Juneteenth had become a holiday. Hmm? How many of us are actually thankful for that? Now granted, let me put my proviso here and my disclaimer about that, because we do understand that that was a bone thrown out there to kind of shut us up a little bit, right? You do realize that, right? As far as and I'm not going to blame it on the Biden, Kamala, the Biden Harris administration. I'm not going to blame it on the administration, but what I am is going to say that this administration became the scapegoat for it, because now we're trying to be so pro-black and trying to show that we actually doing something for black folks, to where, we say, okay, well, we'll give y'all Juneteenth as a national holiday. Okay. Thank you. But now let's look at what that means. Have we really reached deep down and really looked at that for what that's supposed to signify? How many of us absolutely understand the concept of really acknowledging our independence out of slavery? How many of us actually get that message? And I don't think we do on the whole scheme of things. I think we get it on the surface, but we don't dig deep to understand what that's supposed to mean. And possibly because of the treatment that we've had since the time. Yeah, we were free from slavery, but then you got us sharecroppers and carrying on, and still stole the money and still stole all our inventions and carried on, and this, that, and other. So I can understand how, you just walk on by it. But now we're in a different space now. Okay. We can dig deep. We're in a different space now where we can teach this the way it needs to be taught. You understand? So are we thankful that Juneteenth has become a national holiday to where it can be recognized nationally? Do you realize what that means, that we have to go through and really teach this lesson the way it ought to be taught, finally, on a national level, to where our history gets to be told? And I keep saying I want to do this, and I keep fucking it up, and I don't do it. On Juneteenth, I really want to have a Kwanzaa in June. The way that they have a Christmas in July, I want to do a Kwanzaa in June. June is Black Music Month. June is also Juneteenth. And we need to do a Kwanzaa in June. And why do I say that? It's because June is the 6th month of the year. We're at the halfway point. We need to revisit the principles at the halfway mark to see what our accomplishments were, what our steps have been. Did we meet the mark, or what is it that we need to improve on? Because we got 6 more months until the end of the year. I see that as a way of pruning the garden, going through there and cleaning up all the weeds, get a refresher to understand the principles and understand what all of that means so that we can rejuvenate ourselves. It's a revival. You understand? So that we can celebrate and understand who we are, to celebrate us as Black people, to celebrate us as people of African descent. Okay, in this country, as Americans of African descent. I like that. Okay. I like the Americans of African descent. Okay. I like that. This is something that I think that is important, and I really believe that if we concentrate on it, that we can make this happen. Y'all busy fussing and CRT, critical race theory. It's not even a curriculum yet on the elementary or high school levels. I think that's a curriculum maybe in the college level, right? If it is at all. It doesn't exist on any other level. And these folks have lost their goddamn minds about critical race theory. And yet you don't even know how to teach folks about Juneteenth, the realness of it. What does it mean? Hell, how many of us don't even how many of us didn't even care about Juneteenth? And that's our shit. How many of us know that Memorial Day is ours? Huh? Memorial Day was started by black folks. Why? Because the troops, the black soldiers and things, never got a proper burial. The black soldiers that were lost at the war didn't get a burial. So we went to memorialize our fallen soldiers. We went and celebrated the lives of those who sacrificed and gave the ultimate gift to fight for our freedom. That's us. That's us. And yet we glaze over that because the only thing we care about, child, is that we don't have to go to work and we can find a new reason to fire up a goddamn grill or get drunk or get high or fuck or all of the above. Okay. So this is what I'm asking you. Okay. And yeah, it's serious. It's serious. And this is the space that I'm in today. And I will be until New Year's Eve, actually New Year's Day, because I've already got my motto for 2022. And it's making it do what I tell it to do in 2022. I'm going to say that one more time. Making it do what I tell it to do in 2022. And for those of y'all who need a little bit of clarity, there's a little bit more than naming it and claiming it, honey. That's putting the action behind it, honey. It's declaring what's mine. Okay? I'm declaring my space. Because by June, honey, I'm going to be an empty nester. By June, I got to have my space, and I'm going to be by myself for 2 years, top, a minimum, because I've got to cleanse. I've got to cleanse. I've got to get back into something. There's a new direction coming, and I'm facing the rest of this world without my mama, honey. So this is the setup, child. God is setting me up for something. And what that setup is, I'm not exactly sure just yet. But I got to get clear. Okay, and I hear Tina Turner in my head. She said when she left Ike, she said, when I left all that ugliness, I had to remain clear, my mind clear, no drugs, no alcohol. That just tickles me. But I'm gonna have me a cocktail. Okay, won't do the drug thing, honey, but I may have a cocktail. But I said all that to say that it's more than just naming and claiming it. Okay. It's more than that. It's doing the work behind it. It is, and see, my life, and this is something that I have come to accept, and that my life has always been about social justice. My life and my livelihood and the way how I see the world has always been that the greatest gift that we are to one another is to be of service. And now, a couple of weeks ago, I went, Big Red had, y'all know he's the co-host over there on Dishing Tea. He asked me to come to church, and I had just got home from memorializing and funeralizing my mother. And he said, I need you to come, just come, to the church. So I came up. Y'all know I don't do church. Okay. I'm done with organized religion and carrying on. So me getting up every Sunday, going to church the way I used to, I don't do that no more. Okay. Now, every now and again, I'll go visit and carry on and, and then we'll touch and agree. Praise Jesus. And like I tell y'all, honey, listen, okay, hallelujah, praise the Lord to all of my saints, my ain'ts and my can'ts. And don't fuck with my can'ts. Okay, don't y'all go fucking with my can'ts, honey. The ain'ts ain't shit. But my can'ts, don't fuck with my can'ts, honey, because my can'ts, when my can'ts say I can't do this no more because they done got tore up and wore out, don't fuck with my can'ts. Okay, because they at their wits end. Okay, them ain't ain't shit, honey. They don't give a damn. Okay, they ain't gonna do it. They don't care about nothing. But my can'ts, don't fuck with my can'ts. Them saints, honey. Well, y'all know the saints are the saints, child. Mm-hmm. So I said all that being facetious, but I said all that because the message was, if you in this area of servitude and think that you could protect yourself from being used and abused or taken advantage of, ain't no such thing. Because being of service to one another, oftentimes folks are going to seek you out because they know they can take advantage of, use, and abuse you. So basically, it comes with the territory, right? Ha! How about that? That's on the job training, honey. It comes with the territory. Okay. Those are some of those things that you don't learn. It's not in the handbook. Okay. Mm-mm. So in this, I've come to accept that that's what my life is. My life has always been of service. At the same time, I have to be of service to me because I have to remember that I'm included in the servitude, right? And oftentimes, many of us forget that part. And so, in this season that you're trying to buy your way into heaven, don't forget to take care of you too. Because quiet as it's kept, honey, you are the heaven that you're looking for. Yeah, that went over everybody's head. You are the heaven that you're trying to buy your way into. Huh. Yeah. But we get so caught up in trying to do a WWJD, honey. What would Jesus do? Mm-hmm. You wear that on your sleeve and think it's supposed to mean something. And it don't mean shit to nobody but you. Because you're the only one that's going to benefit from it. You're the only one that's going to sit down there and deal with all the anguish and carry it on, whether you was obedient to what you were told to do or not. That's only on you. Everybody else who are the beneficiaries of your benevolence, okay, whether they give God credit for it or not, honey, that there is part of the journey. That's what you were commissioned to do. That's what you were assigned to do. Okay. Once it's done, it's done. Move on. Whatever the lesson is, honey, it will reveal itself. Whether you were supposed to, whether you did too much, or whatever the case may be, it will reveal itself. So that as you move along this life, honey, you know how to put your stop losses in place. Ain't that what they teach you in the stock market? Yeah, if you're going to invest, honey, you got to put stop losses in place so that you don't lose everything. You're supposed to give from the overage, not from the cup. What's in the cup is yours. It's the overage that you give from. Because as long as you give it from the overage, the cup will never be empty. So while y'all trying to buy your way into heaven, while y'all sitting up there thinking that this is the only time of the year, honey, that needy folks need, okay, that this is the only time of the year, honey, that folks are really concerned about whether or not they got a place to stay, whether they got clean clothes, whether they could get a fresh haircut, whether they got clean drawers. How many of y'all have ever walked around 2 and 3 days with the same drawers on? And you ain't going to admit that here. I'm not looking for y'all to put that in the comments here. But you know when you at home and you just don't feel like getting out the bed and carrying on, and you got the same pair of panties on. You know when they start to bunch up and they start to just feel nasty. Okay. You know when they feel crusty. You know, and that tells you how many of y'all sat around and you had to smell your own ass. You damn near beat your own ass. But bitch, if you don't get up and wash your ass, okay? And if you can tell that to yourself, imagine those folks who are out there on the street and they can't, because here's the catch 22. They know that they need a bath or a shower or whatever, but won't nobody let them in. Why? Because they have an odoriferous appearance. Okay, they don't look well enough. So you won't even let them in because of what their appearance is. But they're coming to you saying, just let me take a shower. Can I just wash my clothes so I can have some clean drawers? No, what you go get a job. You understand? You understand? So while you thinking that this is the only time of the year, let me add, since we talking about turkeys and shit, when was the last time somebody actually did a load of laundry for some homeless children? Did y'all absolutely go and say, listen, we can go down to the shelter, let's do the laundry? How many of y'all are hairstylists and things? And I've seen this done on television, so I know some of you do it, but I'm talking about in the abundance. How many of y'all have gone down there with your clippers and gave these men a nice shape up? How many of y'all took your scissors down there, cut all these goddamn locks that look like the mange and carried on, and got them looking like something so they can have some kind of dignity about themselves? Nobody wants to feel as though that their dignity and integrity is compromised. Nobody. And we know a lot of them are off their medicines and carrying on. We know that. How many of you healthcare professionals and mental health care professionals are out there trying to sit down there and find out what we could do about that? Y'all know folks that passed on. How come y'all have not taken up and done like the HIV children used to do? When folks who died from AIDS child and they had their medicines to carry on, they would secretly go and take that medicine from this particular person because they passed on and got that medicine to somebody else because it was too fucking expensive. Huh? How many of y'all have thought about doing that? Or is that too far out the box? Because the only thing you know is blankets. The only thing you know is giving out turkeys. And making sure you donate the toys for tots so folks can have a good Christmas. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let y'all go on that. I'm gonna let you go because I think I just had my exhale moment, But these are the things that get to me. And God help me and God keep me. Because for these next 75 years that I'm on this side of creation in my good mind and I'm still able to move and groove the way that I do, my mama wanted to make sure that she was trying to establish a restaurant where folks could come in, and it was a pay as you had. If you have it, fine. If you didn't, fine. Because here's the other thing, children. Those children who out there, they like to feel as though they have a sense of pride about themselves. They want to be able to go into a restaurant and pay for their own meal here and there. You understand? They want to be able to feel that they can contribute to society. And then y'all know the face of homelessness has changed so drastically because it's not what you think it is. And everybody out there not strung out on drugs and lost everything. Some folks lost their stuff because the economy changed. Folks have passed on and they just crumbled and don't know how to move. You understand? Folks have, we got folks out there who have just been put out. Hell, what about these folks? You hear it all the time. You get landlords and corporations who buy up these buildings so they can condoize them. They gentrify the damn place. So they tell you they done bought the damn place up, but you can't. They're gonna put you out so they can renovate them, quote unquote, wink wink. And then you will have a first option at coming back in. But when they renovate them, honey, they're gonna turn them into $500,000 homes that you can't afford. How many of y'all have felony records and knowing that you need housing assistance? But because I know here in Georgia, if you got a record, honey, they're not letting you get public housing and carrying on like that because they figure that you are a record. But here's where this is for me. If I've done my time and paid my debt to society, why in the fuck are you still penalizing me? Oh, that you don't qualify for governmental services. Bitch, I was in an institution, honey. Hell, all that tax money was already what? I was already institutionalized. So what the hell? I don't qualify or I don't nigga. Really? So have you thought about that? The functional homeless, those who live in these little hotel motels, these little extended stays. Huh? They got to pay by the week. 300 and some odd dollars a week. Okay. Because right now, that's all they can afford. So basically, for those who are working, they go to work just to pay the damn the rates off. Okay. So there's a lot here. There's a lot here to consider. But while y'all so busy trying to make sure that this is the most wonderful time of the year and that you're gonna teach your children the importance of giving back, I want y'all to think about that. For what are you really grateful? For what are you really thankful? Hmm? Because it's the day after Thanksgiving now. And like I said earlier, y'all done went to go Black Friday shopping, honey. Y'all ain't thought about that turkey afterwards, did you? All right, y'all. I'm Big Meach, and this is the Big Meach moment, honey. Good night.